CorelDRAW X6 has been re-engineered to utilize the power of the latest processor technology. By taking advantage of multi-threading, X6 now can utilize multiple processors for many tasks. What this means for you and me is speed. And the days of waiting around, well, they're truly over. We can now copy and paste large bitmaps and designs containing many objects, from one page to another or from one document to another with lightning speed. And due to the multi-threading support, we can even continue working while large files are exporting or while multiple documents are printing in the background. And of course, Corel has always been the world leader in multiple file type support. This release, X6, now supports over 60 file formats, including Adobe Photoshop CS5, Illustrator CS5, and the importing of Acrobat X and Microsoft Office 2010 publisher files. Well, why don't we take a look now at some of the new tools and features?
The new shape tools are available from the Shape Edit flyout. The first of those tools is the Smear tool. The Smear tool allows you to change the shape of an object by manipulating the outline of that object. We can move in or we can move outward from that object to manipulate its shape. Working with text that's been converted to curves can create amazing and interesting looking effects. There are two different nib types to choose from, the pointy smear and the smooth smear. If you're working with a pen tablet, the amount of pressure you apply will determine the amount of the effect that is applied. To grow shapes is very easy. I'll change nibs, reduce the size of my nib, begin to grow my shape, and then with some creativity, we can create genuine looking paint smears. The new Twirl tool is not only creative, but a lot of fun to use. Selecting text that's been converted to curves, if I apply a slight twirl, it's a great looking effect. Select an object, and with the nib over the entirety of that object, I can twirl the object. I can reduce the size of the nib, and I can increase the speed of rotation. Different areas of an object when twirled will create different effects. How much of the nib covers the object will determine the type of twirl. We can even twirl while moving the nib, giving the sense of twirling, flowing paint. If I select my text, I can apply wisps to the edge of the text, change the rotation, and this effect would be very difficult to create using standard vector editing techniques. The new Attract tool works by attracting all nodes inside of the nib area toward the center of the nib. When applied to text, you can create interesting effects of distortion and perspective. The Repel tool works by repelling all nodes inside of the nib area outward toward the shape of the nib. When applied to text that's been converted to curves, you can create interesting distortions and perspectives. The new Freehand Pick tool now gives me the ability to be able to draw an odd-shaped marquee around a number of objects that I wish to select that lay amongst other objects, meaning I'm no longer limited to a rectangular marquee for selecting. And the new Quick Pan tool is accessed via your middle mouse button. Simply click to bring up the pan hand, and now you can pan around your image, remaining at your same zoom level for quick and convenient overview of your project. When contouring objects, there are now 3 corner types to choose from: the standard mitered corner, rounded corner, and beveled corner. When I select the interactive contour tool and contour this object outward, then zoom into the letter T, you'll see here on the property bar the 3 corner types. It's very easy. The standard mitered corner, or click for rounded corner, great for sign cutting, or choose the beveled corner. CorelDRAW X6 introduces transparent vector pattern fills. If I select this object, which already contains a pattern fill, and then choose the Interactive Fill tool, from the property bar, I can select one of the many transparent vector fills. If I choose the barbed wire, reduce the size of the tile, it's really obvious that the background color shows through this transparent vector fill. Choosing another, if I choose this pattern, as again you can see, the transparency allows the background color to show through. The introduction of the new Object Origin now gives us the ability to design with incredible accuracy. I'm going to now place the rulers so that the 0, 0 point of the XY axis is on this blue cross. What that means is I can now select an object, choose the object origin, for example, the top left-hand corner, being this top left-hand corner, and if I type in a value of 0 and 0 for X and Y, that top left-hand corner is placed at the 0 point of my XY axis. If I now select this object and click in the center of the object origin, I know the center of this object is at 20 by minus 20. So if I select another object, again keeping the center object origin selected, and I type in 20, tab minus 20, I will perfectly place the center of this object aligned with the center of the other object. If I select this object and I were to select the bottom right hand object origin and type in a value of 5, tab minus 5, hit enter. As you can see, I've placed this object slightly inside of the other by 5 millimeters. If I bring that to the top, I have a perfect placement 5 millimeters down and 5 millimeters in. PhotoPaint sees the introduction of the new Smart Carver tool. If you watch the width of the photograph and watch the people, as I click contract the image horizontally, the image becomes narrower. However, the people remain in perspective. In other words, they're not being squashed up. The Smart Carver tool is exactly that, very smart. Now, should I want to remove somebody, for example, we'll remove the boy with the green shirt. If I select the Mask tool and simply go ahead and mask him, when I've completed masking, all I have to do is click the Auto Contract horizontally. Watch this. Automatically, that person is removed. We can see some assets through here, but all we have to do is click Background Fusion and our image is beautiful and smooth. So this is before and that's after. That's the power of the Smart Carver tool. We now have a new merge mode available in PhotoPaint. This becomes available when we have a group of objects and a filter. If I open up this group of objects, you can see there are 2 balls here. When I select each ball, you can see them there. This is a photo filter that I have presently. If I turn that off, you can see the effect it has on those 2 balls. Well, now I have the ability to apply this filter to everything below the 2 balls in the stacking order, which in this case would be the background. I simply select the group, and now from the merge mode drop down, I have pass through available. And so you can see the filter now affecting everything underneath the beach balls, which includes the background. That's normal, or the other merge modes available for my beach balls, normal, or I go to pass-through mode, allowing that filter to be applied to the entire image, everything underneath the stacking order of that group. Another new feature in PhotoPaint X6 is the ability to add a clip mask to a group of objects. Simply select the group, right-click, come down to Create Clip Mask and choose your option. I'm going to choose to show all. I'm now going to select a light grey so that I can paint a slight transparency on the beach ball in the background and a little bit of transparency on the beach ball at the top here. Right click on the clip mask to disable to see the effect. Right click again to re-enable to reapply the effect. Of course, the advantage of clip mask is that we are working with transparency. In fact, we call this non-destructive editing. we have the ability to apply a transparency effect without actually editing our original objects. Now, should you be looking for some more basic help, come to the Hints Docker, and again, new to this release, we've got the Videos tab. Now, the Videos tab contains a number of videos on the basics of how to use PhotoPaint, covering subjects like masking, interactive fill, etc., etc. You'll also find in CorelDRAW in the Hints Docker, we have the Videos tab as well. And again, more basic information on how to use CorelDRAW. And don't forget, the videos that were created for CorelDRAW Graphics Suite X5 are also a tremendous place for help in using CorelDRAW X6. These videos actually build upon those videos we've previously created. So simply type in this address to navigate to the CorelDRAW channel, and on the right hand side choose your language, and away you go. You can look at the many videos that we've created there for you. Another great resource is CorelDRAW.com. Here at CorelDRAW.com, you can become a member and you can begin to chat on the blogs or the forums. There's galleries where you can see some tremendous designs by some of the best designers, talk to them about how they've done their designs. And of course, there's a world of learning and sharing available from CorelDRAW.com. Corel Connect has also undergone a number of improvements. Using the search term girl, if I hit enter, you can see how quickly all of these photographs display. And of course, what we see is determined by the options we have selected. If, for example, I turn on vector as well, I also see the display of vector images based on that search term girl. But for right now, I'm just going to leave bitmaps turned on. You'll also notice over here on the left-hand side, we have access to additional resources, such as iStock Photo and Fotilia. If I turn those on and I search again, we'll get additional results this time. We may need to scroll down to see them. And as you can see here, I've got results from Fotilia and from iStock Photo. If you want to see a larger display, simply slide the thumbnail display to the right for larger display, or hover your mouse over any one of the images to see a preview of that image. When you've decided upon the images for your project, select the image and drag down to the tray. You may find there are multiple projects you're working on for which you require different images for each project. So what you can do is add different images to new trays. So what we have now is a new feature where I can add multiple trays, and I can add different types of images to that tray. So this gives me the ability to be working on many projects at the same time. And each of these trays will be available from within CorelDRAW and PhotoPaint when I open up the Connect Docker. Wait until you see this. I absolutely love this new feature where I can place a website address into the search bar, hit enter on the keyboard, and all of the images that are being displayed on that web page will appear here as an image that I can actually use. But of course, make sure you have approval before using someone else's images. Included in the content for X6, we've provided you with 1,000 photos, 10,000 pieces of clip art, 1,000 fonts, 350 templates, 2,000 vehicle templates, and 800 patterns and frames. That's really amazing. In addition to that, we can actually configure Corel Connect to access any of your previously installed content. Simply click the version that you have previously installed, click locate, and once you navigate and select your folders, then that library will appear here as well. From this area, we can also configure the other content providers. Simply click that provider and you can adjust the amount of results that you'll see. Of course, you need to agree before you will receive any results at all. Well, all in all, Corel Connect is vastly improved and very easy to work with.